Hi friends, welcome to Tutors Funny channel. Today I am going to make the full stack development project using Spring Boot with React using the MongoDB database. Right? How to make the full stack development CRUD application project using Spring Boot, React and MongoDB. So here you can see first I am going to register the new student. Okay, so I am going to register new student as Raja, address India, mobile number I am going to give something like that. Click register button, student registration successfully, click OK. Here the newly record will be displayed on the table successfully. Now if you want to edit the record, click edit button, the editable record will be passed into the form successfully. Now if you make any changes, here India DD, here Raj Kumar, click update button, record updated. Now the updatable record will be shown over here. Working perfectly well. Now if you want to delete the record, click delete button, record has been deleted. Right? This system, full stack development system, how to make step by step will teach. Now I'm going to go to create the new project. So you have to type on Google Spring Initializer. Click on this. Now you select the project which is a Maven, dependent project which is a Maven, language Java. Select this one as a 3.5. Here I am going to certificate. You have to select this one as Spring Mongo project. Mongo project. This is a name. Right, the package has been created. You can see here you have to select the version as 8. Now I am going to add the dependencies. So click on this. First dependency I am going to add it as web. After that second dependency we have to going to add it as here Mongo. So let's select this Spring Data MongoDB. Here you can select this option. Then only you will be able to connect with the MongoDB database. Click on this. Right, that's the two dependency we have to install. So then we have to click generate. Now your project is generated successfully. It's downloaded. Now right click and show in folder. Right click, cut this one, paste it in G drive here. Now right click, extract files, click OK. Now the file has extracted successfully, you will be able to see. Now I will be open on the IntelliJ. So how to open on IntelliJ? I already open IntelliJ. Now I am going to open the project. So write file, open, go to Spring my E drive. So E drive, what is my project name? Spring Mongo project. E drive, which drive I have put it? G drive, sorry, not E drive, G drive. I have put on G drive for Spring project. Spring Mongo project. This one, you expand it, open inside this one, not this, inside this. Okay, inside this folder, Spring Mongo folder, your project Spring Mongo project. You have to open this one. Click OK. Trust project. I am going to open on the new window. Right? Okay. Right. Now here you have to wait until all the dependencies get installed. Here it will be installing. Okay, all the dependencies here you will be here. It will be installing on the pom.xml file. You have to wait. Now the project is open. Now you can see all the dependencies get downloaded. Now you click on this. Go to the pom.xml. This is a very important file of Spring Boot application. Here you have what are the dependencies you are getting installed here. First one is a web. Second one is this one, MongoDB database. Here you have to install. Right. After that, what you are going to do is you have to go to the Mongo. You have to write MongoDB download. So here this one, you go to the MongoDB community server. This one you have to download them and install your machine. Okay, I already installed. You have to go and install your machine. This is must. After install that, you have to open the MongoDB database here. MongoDB Compass. You have to open. Right? Here you can download MongoDB Compass, or you can download this one also easy, RoboMango. This also this is also the open source. Okay, here this one. This is also easy to download, manage the my MongoDB to Spring Boot. It's a very simple. You can install this one or this, right? Perfect. Right now I just connect this one. Here these are the database we have created so far. Now I'm going to get the new database. So what you're going to do, the first step, I'm going to go to, this is my Spring SRC. So here, this is my, inside the main folder, we have a Java folder. Inside Java folder, this is my main method. You can see. Click on this. This is my main method of Spring Boot application, right? Now you can see this is the main method of Spring Boot application. You can see. Now if you are run the project, running the first time, you can see it will be running. It's build up and running. Right, you can see it is running. Here its default port will be connected as this 8080. Okay, we have to change this port. Right, now what you're going to do is go to the file which is a src. This is the src folder, main method. Here resources, you can see the Java folder. We have another folder, resources. Inside this folder we have a application properties. Here I'm going to take this code. You have to write this code. Okay, Spring application. This project I'm going to name, I'm going to give Spring Cred. I just give the name as Spring Cred. Okay, right. Now here second thing we have given here as a second thing, port I'm going to give whatever port you can check. I'm going to check 8089 is a port. This is a localhost, so it is localhost. Out of the MongoDB port, this is the MongoDB port. You can check it over here. Here, this is the port on MongoDB 27017. This is the port where your MongoDB server is connecting. Okay, you can check the port. Here, database. What is the database we are going to create? So I'm going to create the database which is a Linda DB. This is the database I'm going to create. Right? These are the configuration we have to done. We have to do the configuration, this configuration. Right. That's it. Now let's check it. Stop and run the project again. Right here. Now your port is here 8089. Right? It's working. Now what you're going to do is I'm going to go to do the things. Right. Now first I'm going to go to, this is your main method. This main method, select this one. I'm going to create the another project a package which is a controller. Second package I'm going to create the second one as service. Third one I'm going to create as entity. Right. Fourth one I'm going to create a repo. These are the packages I'm going to create. Simple. Simply you have to create the application. Now controller, select this one. I'm going to make the controller this one as, here I'm going to make this one as a new class student controller. Right. The student controller, what I'm going to do is, here first we have to add the annotation. This is a REST controller. We have to using the REST controller mean REST request. After that, second one I'm going to add here as a cross origin. This is must when you connect with your front end application. So let me run. You have to run it here. Origins. You have to write it here. Okay, when you connect with the front end, it's Angular. It will be useful, right? Later on, we will be studying how to connect with the Angular with Spring Boot application with MongoDB database, right? Right. Now here's third one. We have to write request mapping. We have to call the API. So how the API works? We have to write the professionally API slash v1 mean version. We have a student. There is student. This is student, right? The student control, right? Now what I'm going to do is the first one. I'm going to write it. The thing is as first you have to post mapping. First you have to start with the post mapping. Post mapping. First I'm going to add the record, then only we can view the records, right? So when the here you have set the value, you have write value, this one value equal save. When the URL comes save, here you have write the method private string, the string private string save student, save student, right? Save student. Here right here request body, this one, get them, request body student, you have write students, right? Now here we have write open and close curly bracket. Here right here, this is not error, you have to import the return statement, right? So here write a service, I haven't created a service file, so here you have write the return student's ID, right? So let's make this all the things, right? So here you have to buy this error throwing, so we have a return method, so we have to write students, you have to write ID. Right. Now later on we have to create this all the things, right? Now this is the first time. So after that what you are going to do is you have to create the entity, right click, new, class, this one should be the student entity, you have to create a student, right? Student. First this entity is starting from document. If you have communicate with the MongoDB, this is not a table, it has a collection. Okay, MongoDB has a collection. Here if you look at the database, this is all the database is not a tables, these are collections, database collections. So here you write collection equal students, right? Now here student has the what are the following property, student has this following property. So we have first to implement the property, this is ID private string, you have to make it as string because the MongoDB is auto increment as string ID, right? String, right? So here we have write second thing is a private, this all things copy and paste it below, right? This one should be string student name, or the same thing student address, or the mobile, use a mobile. That's it. That's the thing here, right? Okay, these are the collections, right? After that, what you are going to do is here, we have to right click, we have to generate first constructor, all the implementation should be there. After that, we need a right click, generate, we have a blank constructor, you have none. Third one should be get and set method. So select this one, generate get and set method, select all things, or down the shift key down and select all, select all, click OK. After that we have write third one should be select here, generate string to string method, click on this. Now this is not error, if it is marked as red, you have to go to the my Spring Boot application main file. Here we have to click on this bulb symbol. Here the add module Java based, this module you have to implement. Then the error go away, right? Okay, that is not error here, right? Now your entity has been created successfully. Now what you are going to do is second one is a student controller. Now select the student, this one, press Alt key on your keyboard, press enter. Press Alt key and press enter key on your keyboard. It will be here this class will be important. The student entity will be important, right? So when you save the record is inside this entity. Via it will be saving the record into the database, right? So here you get the data. When you save the record, you have to get all the student data. What are the data you are inserting? You get the data here, right? So after that, what you're going to do is go to the service. So service, you have to create the service page here as well. So how to create the service page? So go to the service, right click, new, Java class. This one should be, you have to write service, student service, student service, student service, services. Press enter key on your keyboard, right. Here it will be created. Now what you are going to do is here, first you have to add the annotation, service, services. So the annotation is a service. Okay, right. Now here, first what I'm going to do is, we have to, this is the function we have to save the record, right? So first, go here. Now here first, we have to, this class we have to add it, the service class. Okay, this flow is working. First we have to, this is a control. When the request is coming API version v1 mean version student / save, it goes to which file? Service file. So we have to add the annotate auto where here is a here service auto where you have to add it. Okay, you have to write auto where dot add here as private student service services. You have to write student service, right. So here the student service you have to implement it over here. Student services, right? Student service you have to implement it here. You have to write dot save. You have to write save or you have to write save or update. You have to write save or update. You have to write students. These students. Okay. Now this method you have to create. So you have to create this method, right? On here, right. Now what I'm going to do is here, let's go to the student service here, right? Okay, here we have to, the student service will be pass the record the repo. It will be communicated with the database and add the record into the database. So here you have to write repo, select this one. You have to, this one should be not a class interface. This one should be student repo, right? Student repo. Right. Now what I'm going to do is repo, we have to implement the you have to extend Mongo repository, right? That's the thing you have, right? Inside here we have to write student, entity is a student, comma, the ID which will be string, right? Because the what the ID are given is, if it is a string, you have to type the here also string. If it's an integer, you have to type that as an integer, right? Now here first what I'm going to do is here student service or update method. It's called the service or update method. What you're going to do is here, now I'm going to make this method in service. Okay, so how to create the method in service? You type here here this also, go to the controller, click on this here. If the bulb symbol is open, here you can see create a method save update in service. Click on this, it will be created on the service class. But here it will be created over here. Now here we have the method has been created successfully. The repo, you can see a repo has created. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to insert the record. So how to insert the record here is we have to, the service which should be communicate with the repo. So repository. So here you write first AutoWare, add the annotation. Spring Boot will work as all things as annotation, right? Private student repo, the same name. You type student repo. You create object repo. That's it. Now first what I'm going to do is here, you have to out at the record the repo dot save. You write the students. That's it. That's the thing you have to write. Record is saved. Right? That's the thing you have to write. Okay? Right. Now first thing is finish, right? How to save the record. But second one, I'm going to do it as a how to update the record, right? So we have the same thing. But just this one should be the ID. You have write dot here. Dot. This one should be the dot. You have a student's ID. Get ID. Right? Get ID. This one should be the not ID. It's a get ID. Right? Get ID. So now what I'm going to do is the second one. I'm going to do the same thing. Just copy it and paste it below. This one should be the get mapping. This is not a post mapping. You have to write this one as a get mapping. You write get mapping. Okay. So write get mapping. Get mapping. You write get all. Get all. Get all. You have write here. Simply you have write. This one should be. You have write. Also this one also you have write public. You have write instead of private. You have write public. This one also you have write public. You have write public. You have write this one. We have to view the record. So we have write I trouble right here, right? Students get students. Okay, get student. Right now you write get students. So when the request is coming, get all, it goes to the this is our entity. We have to load all the student data. After that, what you are going to do is we have to return to the service. So you write this one no needed. Simply we have to finish it within one line. So you have right the service. This is service student service dot list all. It consists of that, but one function is a list all. Right, we have to create this function where service. Click on this one, it will be created. Now here, the list all function, what you're going to do is here it will be created. You can see here. Now you have to write return this dot repo. You have to get the records, all the things from where this repo. Okay, so you have to write get find all. You have to write find all. That's it. That's the thing you have to write. Perfect. Right. Now what I'm going to go to the student control again. Now I'm going to go to do the another thing is the update and search part. Right. We have to do the another thing is search and update. So first you have to do the update part. So the update part we have another thing which is a put mapping. Okay. In view the record is a get mapping. It's a put mapping. Put mapping. When the request is coming, put mapping, edit slash, we have ID. When you edit the record, we have to get that ID and update the record. So, okay. So, here, public this function, we have tried this one as the same thing. We have tried here. Now, this time not add the record, we have to update the record. So, right here, right here as, we have tried this all things as the private method, we have put it. Not public, we have to put private. Now you have right here student update. You have right update. You have right here this one. You have right request body students comma path variable name equal ID. You have to write this one as a string ID. Right, that's it. Okay, this is ID. You have to write the string. Okay, what's the ID? You are coming here, get the ID and putting the string here. After that, what you are going to do is here we have to get the ID. What's the request coming? What's the ID is coming here? We have to get the ID here and send. You have to pass it here. What you are going to do is you have to students, you have to write the students, get the student, right? Dot set ID, this ID. You have to pass this here. What is the ID you are coming here? We are retrieving the ID over here, and what you are going to do is here, you have to write the service, the same thing. copy it over here and paste it here. Service student save or update. Here write this student. This student. Right, put it here. Right. That's it. That's the thing here. Right. After the return, your student. Return this student. That's it. That's the thing here. Right. Yeah, perfect. That's the thing here. Right. After that, you have to write another thing. Say get map, delete mapping. Right. Delete mapping. The same thing. It goes here and do the go to here. It will be working. This one as a same function. It will be working. Save or update. This one should be take care of it. Whether if the ID is, exists, it will be update the record. If the ID is blank, it will be add the record. Okay, it will manage by the single function. It can manage delete and save function. Right. Now the third one we have to the fourth one you are going to do it here as a delete mapping. So you have to write annotation delete mapping. So delete mapping you have to write delete mapping. When the ID is you have to write delete slash. You have write like slash delete. You have write the request the ID. You have write over here. You have write same thing. Copy it here, paste it over here. Void delete student. You have write here at path variable ID string ID. Okay. Right. Here we have what you are going to do. So you have to delete the record. You have to write out delete the record. The service. So the service student service dot it has a delete. We have to create the method which should delete student. So the student method is ID. What's the ID you are getting here? You have to pass it here. Right? But what is the ID you are getting here? You have to pass your ID. You have to write like this. In MongoDB, you have to write like this. Okay. Now this function I'm going to create in React student service. Select this one. Create method in here. It's very simple. Now here what you are going to do is here we have to delete the record. We have to write how to delete the record. Go to the repo and delete the record. So repo dot delete by ID. That's it. You have to pass what's the ID coming here, passing get the ID and delete the record. That's the thing. Right. After that, we have to the fourth here another function you have to create as a search functionality. We have to write a search functionality. That also the must when you search the record. So how to search the record? You have to write this one should be the request mapping. So what you are going to do is you have to write request mapping. Request mapping. Here when the request is coming, student slash student slash ID. What you're going to do is here slash ID. You have to write a private access to student get student. You have to write path variable name equal ID of the string student ID. You write student ID. You have to write return student service dot get student ID. This function you have to create it. Okay. Student get by ID. Get student by ID. You have to write student by ID. You have to professionally we have to create the functions. Right. You have to get what's the student ID you are searching. You have to get this path variable here. It is assigned it here. It is put it here. Now here you have to create the method in our service. Create the method in the service. It calls the service class. Its method is created. Now what you are going to do is here we have to search the student. So how to search the student? You have to write to over here as you have write uh, right. You have write student get ID string ID student ID student ID. Okay, this is the ID. You have get student ID. After that, you have return. You have write return repo. There is a find. There is a find by ID. There's a method which will be finding the record. Get the ID and find the record. This is the ID you are getting. Find the record and get function. It's called the get function. Right. Right. This all the things are we have completed. Now what you're going to do is we have to all the functionality we have completed. Right. So let's do the things. Right. So how the things is work. Let me test it whether it's working fine or not. Right. Now let me test it whether it's working fine or not. Now here what you are going to do is go to the application properties. Here I want to change the port. If you want to change the port, you will be able to change the port here, right? Okay, you can change. You can if you want to change the port, all the things you can change it over here, right? If you make this, what you can change, right? I just change this one as 80 81, right? This is the profession. If you are right like this sample 4, right? Right, it's working. Now let's test the API. So you have to use this one post request API version student save method. You can see when you save the record, save method slash save, and you will be able to save the record. So this is the API works. API version student, right? Is save. Right now these are the all things are there. Okay, here this thing is the same like this. You have to write like that. Student name, address and mobile. This one should be auto increment, no need them. After that, click send button. It's working. Now let's test out whether it's working fine or not in my MongoDB database. I disconnect and connect it again. MongoDB students. Here it's working perfectly. Here it's working. Right here, this record is saved successfully. Here this record is saved successfully. Now I'm going to add another record. James India, right? This also saved. Just refresh them. It's working. Now if you want to get all the records, get all, send. Here you will be able to view the records successfully. Now if you want to edit the record, you have to write edit slash this record I am going to edit. Now get James Peter. Click send button. What's the problem? As we will go to here slash edit. Right, sorry. This is not a put method, not a post. That's why it's a problem. Okay, it's working perfectly. James Peter. It is updated successfully. Now if you want to delete the record, there should be the delete. Here you will be able to see the request is coming as a delete. This ID, you will be able to delete the record, right? So what's the ID? This James Peter I'm going to delete. So the same ID. This one should be, we have changed it as a delete. Here, the delete mapping. We have changed a delete. Click send button. Here record has been deleted. Now let's select get all. Sorry, change as a get. It's working. Okay, it's working perfectly well. Now if you want to search the record, you have to write here student. Write student here, student. You have to write here search. I change this one as a search. Okay, then you easily understand. If you make the changes, you must run the project. Then only it will be applied. Otherwise, it won't apply. Okay. Once you change any changes, you must run the project again. Then only the changes will be applied. Right. You run successfully. Now again go student search. this ID. Here search, click send button. Here it's working. Right. I hope you guys understood so far well. Backend part I have finished. Now I am going to start the front end part, which is a React. So first we'll see how to install the React. So we have to type on the Google search get started React. Press enter key on your keyboard. Here this is the site. You just click on this link. It goes to the respective website for download the React application. So you can see, come below. Here you can see the create a new app. You can see on the right hand side you will be there is an option which is a create a new React app. You click on this. Here if you go below, here the mpx create React app my app. Here we have to change the name. Here defaultly they given as my app. You can change whatever name you want, right? So I just copy this one. Here you have to go to the address bar, click cmd. You have to paste it over here, right? So I have installed default one. You can change it, okay, right? So you have to wait until the installation process completed. Now here the front end is installed successfully. Now I am going to open up on the VS Code editor. You have to type the command cmd code space dot, press enter key. Now the project is open up on the VS Code editor successfully. Now here's trust author. Now here this is your project. So this is the project. You can see this projects. It is open up successfully. Now what I am going to do is I am going to run the app. So how to run the app here is you just go to the terminal. This is the terminal. Type cmd. You type npm start. Press enter key. You type wait until the port all things are configured and run the project. Okay, right? You have to wait. Right. Now you can see the app is running successfully. This is the welcome page of React. Now let's back to our project. This is our project. Now first what I am going to do is here I am going to this is src folder. This is src folder. I am going to create another folder which is the components. This component here I have to create the new file. Here I have to create this one as a student.js. So write JS or JSX. I am going to type JSX. This is the extension of React, or JSX. That is the extension of React. Okay, this is the things. Okay, here I am going to create the design, right? So design, how to create a design. So here let's go to my website. Okay, so here first I am going to implement the bootstrap. So go to the bootstrap respective website, get started bootstrap. Click on this. Now here download. So now here you have to get this bootstrap. Here get started bootstrap. Write the style, copy the style, back it to my index dot here index.html. That's a single page application, React single. So public index.html. Here you have to paste inside the tag, right? This is single page application. Here this is a root. It is running from the root. Okay, right. Now what I'm going to do is after that let's go to component student JSX. This is the extension of React. So here what I'm going to do is now here the app.js, right? So this is running from here. So let's get rid of these lines. I don't need them. Style also we don't need them. This all things we have to this div, this one you have to write here this student JS. You have to write something h1. So write like the same thing. Here just copy it, paste it JSX here. Now here I am going to change this one as a student. This one function name you have to export out. So this is a simple function you have to outside. you have to write here h1 tag, you have to write hello. This one you have to call it here the JS, type student, here it's working, it is exporting successfully, slash student. Right. Now let's save all, back the output here, it's allowed to display successfully. Now what I'm going to do is, now here I'm going to, this component is working successfully. Now I'm going to go to my student.js file. Now I have implement the bootstrap, all the things are successfully. Now I'm going to make the form, okay, so the CRUD application, so work as a CRUD application simply. I will tell you, don't worry about that. First I'm going to import I'm going to install the XOCS. Okay, here type npm I XOCS, because if you want to communicate with the RESTful API, okay, RESTful API, this is RESTful APIs. Okay, in order to communicate with the front end and back end, you have to install this respective dependencies, which is a XOS. Okay, so you have to install them. Press enter key on your keyboard. You have to wait until the installation process completed. This is must. That you have to wait until the process completed. Now the installation successfully completed. Now what I am going to do is, after that I am going to make the design over here, right? So what you are going to do is, let's go to the design stuff, right? So first what I am going to, I just copy this, all the things I will be explaining, don't worry. Right here I am going to paste it over here. I will be explaining this name. I am going to change it as a student. Right. Okay. Perfect. Student. It exported student. Right. Now I will be explaining. Don't worry. First, this is the logic. This logic I will be explaining later on. These are all the things are logic. Okay. This called as logic. This is a design. You have to write a design. This is a HTML design. This is a HTML design. This is a coding, the logic, right? Okay, so that's why I commented logic and design, right? First I have to go to the design section. So the simple bootstrap form inside this return, here this is inside this return, we have a div tag. Okay, here we have make it as a simple bootstrap form. You have to make a design div is close it over here, this is close it. Okay, here you can see, sorry, here this div is close it, here this is the form, right? First form, div is started and close it, right? This is second is a table structure, right? So what I did here is simple bootstrap form. Here you can see, after that you have to write the div class container mp4, this is style. So you have to form, tag is started, form tag is close it, right? So after that what I did here is, first time I have to make the design, right? So here it's a div tag, started div tag, input tag. Okay, so div tag is started, div tag is close it. Okay, now here you can see, first thing you have tried, you can see this customer ID is a hidden field. I write as a hidden field. After that, sorry, this one should be, we no need them. We have to get rid of this line. This one we no need them at the moment. We have to write input. We have to don't need, we have to get rid of this, right? Now here first I am going to student name. The field is student name. Okay, what are the things are available? Student name, student address, student mobile number. First is student name. Okay, here you can see this inside the form tag, this div is started and close it here inside the div. This is the name label, this is input field, text, form control ID. These are the HTML fields, right? The value on change, this is our React. Why we define these functions? When you are type on the name, student name, it will be stored here, this value. So this value will be matching this same thing. I just copy the same name, you have to given here. Student name, this is also student name, you have to given here, right? The student name, you have to set the set name. Okay, you have to set the set name, right? So what is the name you are type on this particular text field, student name text field? What happen is, it will store this value in this variable, right? It will on change method will be, what is the value you are typing, it will be changed. time to time. If you are type John, it will be changed, the value will be stored as John. If you type as Peter, the value has been changed as Peter. Okay, what is the value you are changing? It will be changed. Value will be changing according to the value you are typing. Okay, right. After that, student address. Here also student address, you have to copy it, paste it over here, student address, right? The student address, this also you have to write the student address, right? Okay, set address, right? Student name, student address, right? So what is the address you are typing? It will be on change, it will be changing. If you are remove it, it will be removed, and after that you are typing again, it will be changed. At what is the value you are type according to the value, it will be change up. So mobile number, so mobile also change. Right, perfect. This is a thing, we have a 3 fields, we have set it to the values, right? After that we have a button which is a register button. Okay, it has a save. Okay, it will be saved. If you click on the save button, what happens is goes to the, now we have a two buttons. Okay, one is a register button, another one is a update button, right? Register button, okay, once you add the record, this is all the records you added, click register button, it goes to the on click function save. So go to the function save, this is a function. Before that, you can in React all the variables you have to maintain with the state. Okay, it will be handling with the state. Without the state, it will be, we can't, record is not saved. Okay, all the values here, if you are type the name, it will be stored in the value here, address here, for mobile number here. These all the values are maintained by the state. The state you have written here. Okay, this one should be student name. So okay, this is the main student name. Second one is student address. Then is a mobile, right? This one should be students, right? So load the student details, right? Now what I am going to erase first, here, this is a load the data. We have to use the use effect, right? So first you have to add the class use effect and use state. Okay, if you manage, we stored all the variables using the state. Your state variable, you have to call this like this, right? Now here, when you click save button, this is an event. Event mean if it is a button click event. If you click the particular button, what will happen? If you click the button, it will be save the data into the database. It want to save the data into the database. So we have to write event prevent default. Okay, you have to write prevent default. You have to call this event prevent default. You have to type the try catch block. Okay, if there is any error occur, it will be passing to the catch block to pass the message, use the registration failed. If there is no error, record will be added into the database. So first it goes to the respective API. So what is the API we have used to save the record? Here post, so post request save. This is the API. So this API I copy and paste it over here. Now what I am going to do is paste it over here. Now here you have to write this one should be the student name. Okay, this all the values are coming. When you click the register button, this all the values are coming. What's the values? Student name, the same thing like student name, student address, mobile, right? The same field you can see, the same field, these are the values, these are form values, this is the your which value database. So these are all the values you have set it over here. So name, the address, mobile. Okay, that's it. Form values are coming in. If the values are all set up successfully, user registers successfully, otherwise user register failed. This is how you have saved the record. If you have to view the record, what happens is we have create the students set users, right? Okay, so here what happens is when the table is loaded. So here this is the form field we have completed. This is a table. This is simple bootstrap table. You can see it's a table starting here, close it here. You can see this is a, you can see this is a table ID. So student ID. Okay, we no need the student ID. We no need only the student name. We are starting from the student name, student address, student mobile number. The address, student mobile number, right? Student name, student address, student mobile number, right? So here this is students. So make this and what is a state we are managing? Students. The state we have to call it over here. Map. If this is the plural, we have set it as a singular. Okay, single student. Right? The student we have to load all the data. Okay, this we have to load all the data. Okay, so we have to load this data, all the data we have to load. Go to the respective API and load the data. Okay, where's the API? Here is the load. Okay, use the effect. When the page is loaded, it's got called the load data. Load data here, it will be load the data, all the data. Go to the respective API and load the data. Here, if you go to the Postman, get request, get all, get all the data. Okay, this data, this API, you just copy it, paste it over here. What happens is load the data. If you call the user effects, it will be load all the data. It is set user given to the students. So students load all the data and pass into one by one. So student ID, okay, student ID, okay, student name, like this. Okay, so it will be passing like this way. Okay, so what I'm doing is ID is no need at the moment. Okay, so we have no need. So the student name, okay, here the student name, student address, student name, student address, mobile, right? So this one should be the student ID, right? That's it. That's the thing you have to write. It load the students. Now what I'm going to do is load the students, and when the page is loaded, the student is loaded, right? Okay, right. All the things I have been explaining. Okay, don't worry. After that, we have another function which is the edit, right? After, when you click the edit button here, this is a table. This table, if you want to edit the record, if you click the edit button, it goes to the students. Okay, student. It's edit student, not a customer. You make this as edit student page, edit function. That's edit student, the edit student. Okay, get the students, all students we are getting. Okay, students, right? You have to get the name, student's name, student name. This all the values you have to get it. So name, address, mobile, along with the student ID. Right. That's the thing you have to do it. After that, these all values are passing onto the student field for edit form for edit the data. After edit the data, click edit button. Click this update button. What happens is it goes to the update button. This update event. Here it will be setting. Okay, so here first you are getting the student data. So how the things is works like this. Where's my right here, like this, update comma ID. So like this. Here we have a pass the ID, the student ID, student ID, the student ID are passing here, right? So here it goes to the respective API. This one should be the put method. Edit. You can see here. Edit ID. So you can see here, edit ID. Right, it edit ID, it will be getting the ID and update the record. So here, this one we no need then here, only get the ID and update the record. So that student name, student address, student mobile. Okay, so registration update. Okay, set all things, right? Student the registration updated. Okay, so updated file. Okay, so rules are updated, student updated file. Updated file. Right. That's it. That's the thing here, right? So after that, what you are going to delete the record. When you delete the record, what happens is, when you click the delete button, it goes to the. When you click the delete button, it goes to the delete student along with the ID. So where's the delete student? It's a delete student. It goes to the API, delete. You can see what's the API they are mentioning. To delete like this. Right, this goes to delete, right? So this is the API. We have to paste it over here. Right. Now here, student deleted successfully. That's it. That's the thing here. So this is a function. Student delete. Right, student delete. Right. Perfect. Now let's check whether it's working fine or not. Save all. Back to our application. Here it's working. Here it's coming here. All the record. What is the record I am adding? It's all things are here viewing. So this is not a customer details, student details. So where's my heading? Don't worry, this is all the source code I provide you. Student details. Right. Now let's check. Okay, here we need a space between the table and button. So here you have write a simple break statement. Save. Right. Perfect. Now I'm going to add the new record. I'm going to add the new record as John, India, mobile number. Click register button. Registration successfully. Here it's John is display successfully. Now what I'm going to do is here, I'm going to this one, the alert message, you have to make it as student registration. Right. Perfect. Now if you want to update the record, click edit button. Here the record is successfully gone. If you make the changes and click update button, record student updated failed. What happened? Okay, there is a problem. Let's check. Okay, here the API is wrong. Here API is wrong. That's a problem, I think. So here this one should be API is wrong. Put method, edit. This is the API. I given as a wrong API. That's the problem, right? Now let's refresh, click edit button, make the changes, click update button. Now here registration updated. Here it's updated successfully. Right? Now if you want to delete the record, click delete button, student deleted. Right? The CRED application working successfully. Okay, this is all the source code I provide you. How to make the CRED application using React and Spring Boot with MongoDB database. I explained clearly. Thank you for watching. If you have any doubt, you can ask me. Thank you for watching.